G'day everybody, it's Matt here, and today I've got a pair of the Ecco multi-vent men's hiking shoes with Gore-Tex lining. I thought these could be a good option for a hiking shoe. That's a fairly versatile, reasonably nice looking shoe that you can kind of hopefully pass off as being a little bit dressier, that you can get away with going to somewhere nicer in without having to change your shoes or carry an extra pair of shoes with you, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's open these up and check them out. So I'm trying these in a Euro 45, which Ecco reckons is a UK 10.5 to 11 or a US 11 to 11.5. Let's whip these ones out and have a closer look at them, shall we? Alright, so that is it. That is the Ecco multi-vent men's Gore-Tex hiking shoe. And at first impression, it does look like a very nice shoe. So these shoes are made in Thailand and feature a full leather upper with simple styling and details. So just got this slightly perforated detail in the leather here, this bit of stitching and sort of around here as well, giving it a little more detail. But otherwise, the upper is fairly minimal, and I quite like that. It's really nice. We also have this hidden lace system. So the laces are actually attached to the underside of the leather here. And so that keeps them a little bit more inconspicuous. And I think it looks quite stylish personally. It is obviously a lace-up shoe. And the liner on the inside is a combination of a textile lining, which you can see around the top here, and then a Gore-Tex surround, which is intended to keep you totally dry. So Gore-Tex is a waterproof lining, and it looks like that liner runs around about this height on the boot, which roughly lines up with where the tongue attaches here. So the tongue is fixed, in part because of that lining. It's necessary to fix it in order for that to be waterproof up to there. So it will stay in place because of that. But it is worth noting, because that lining only comes to about here on the shoe, water any higher than that, it's going to go in. It's going to come through around the laces and so on and into the shoe. If we continue down the shoe, it's actually a pretty thick midsole here, which is a man-made material. I believe it's a EVA foam in this dark grey section. And it's got these kind of pods, which are a little reminiscent of the On running shoes actually. And those have holes that go all the way through the width of the shoe. So it should give you a decent amount of cushion and compression under your foot, particularly under the ball here around your arch. The ankle box is quite firm, and they are a little bit higher around your ankle for extra ankle protection and support when you're hiking. On the underside, we have a rubber sole, which has quite a substantial tread on it. So it should really keep you from slipping, regardless of what kind of surfaces you're walking on. It looks and feels really nice, really sturdy. There is definitely some weight in this midsole and outsole, but I'm looking forward to trying them on and seeing how they feel. The insole is removable, and it is not super thick, but it does have a decent amount of squish in there. I think they're probably relying more on the midsole to do most of the shock absorption, because that insole is fairly thin. Now these shoes are meant to breathe well. Part of the reason for the perforated leather here, to let the air flow through. And that minimal styling, I think, is really nice. There's only two logos on the shoe, one on the tongue and one on the ankle here, where we've got the Ecco text and the Gore-Tex surround logo. So I think that's really nice, keeping that branding to a minimum. Let's go ahead and put these on and see how they feel. All right, so I'm trying these with an ankle sock, but I feel like these would work really well with a long pant as well. So with a longer sock straight on, they feel very supportive around my feet. Feels like it's locking my feet in nicely. And it does feel quite nice around my feet and under my feet. It feels like there's plenty of cushion there. So my first thoughts are that these are definitely comfortable underneath. They're firmer than I expected underfoot, but they're still certainly quite comfortable. And you don't want to be too soft if you're hiking, because often when you're hiking, you want it to stand up to a bit of a beating, right? And if you get too soft and squishy, it's not going to do that. They do feel like my ankle is rubbing a little bit against where this comes up at the back. It is slightly odd there. It seems to come up a little early around my ankle, but that might just be where it's sitting for me. It does move around a bit. It's not so much on my left ankle, oddly enough. Maybe my right ankle is just wonky, but it seems to be catching the back of that cuff there. Walking in these feels quite good. I feel like they've got a lot of forward momentum in them, and that my feet do just want to roll on, which is really nice underfoot. I really do feel like that outsole, that rubber, is locking my feet in. Like, I don't feel like these are going to slip anywhere. And this surface that I'm on, it can be very easy to slide on if the sole does not have that much traction. But these really do feel like they're way locked on. I feel like I got tons of ankle support in these too, which is great in a hiking shoe. I don't feel like there's a ton of breathability. They're certainly not the hottest shoe that I've felt for hiking, but it's one of those trade-offs, isn't it, with waterproof shoes? You always lose a little bit of that breathability in order to get that waterproof surround. But overall, I do feel like they're pretty good in that respect. They're definitely comfortable. I could definitely see myself wearing these all day long, walking in them all day. As much as my feet do want to keep rolling forward, I do feel like they're a little bit stiff. That is probably due to it being a leather upper, and I suspect that that will reduce over time as the shoes start to stretch and adjust themselves to the shape of your feet. So that is the Ecco men's multi-vent Gore-Tex hiking shoe or walking shoe. And one thing I forgot to note is that I actually have just over an index finger's worth of room in the toe box here. However, it does feel like it fits really nicely, and I don't feel like my foot moves around at all. I think this lace system up the top here actually really locks your ankle into the ankle section and keeps it firmly in place. So that is really nice. And it meant where I often find these toe boxes to be quite tight, either too narrow, too low, simply too short, I felt like I have plenty of room here, which is something I really like in a hiking shoe. There's lots of room in the toe, but my feet don't move around because you really don't want that. You're going to end up with blisters if your feet are moving around. So this, I thought, was a really good balance there of locking your feet in and plenty of room in the toe area. It is probably a little more room than I would normally go for, but it felt really nice. I really like the simple styling of these, and the sole, I feel like it locks you in nicely, looks good, and it's something that you could get away with as more than just a hiking shoe. So I think that's pretty awesome. Ecco are usually a pretty sturdy, well-made shoe, so I would expect these to last quite well also. So that's it from me. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're interested in a set of these for yourself, check out the affiliate links down in the description. I really appreciate that. Check out my other videos for more shoe reviews and also my travel videos. Make sure you also hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos like this from me. Bye for now.